In this video, we're gonna find out what is the best thermal paste to fix your hotspot temperature. So this is gonna be the first video that I do in a series of them, of me updating my personal gaming PC for 2026. I've been gaming on a test bench for months. I think it's time. So then for episode 1 of the personal build series, I'm gonna take my 5090 here, my Aorus Master, and then we gotta just see which thermal paste is the best to apply to it. Now, originally, I was gonna water block this thing. I mean, I still have the water block for it, but you know, this Aorus Master cooler is just, it performs so well that I just don't feel the need to water block it. So then the plan for today's video, very simple. I'm gonna disassemble this 5090, 6 times or whatever, and we're gonna try every single paste one at a time in no particular order. Now the pastes that I do have today are all kind of like the best ones, and you guys know me on this channel, I don't trust anybody's data but my own. I gotta test everything myself. So we got Arctic MX7, we have Alpha Cool Apex, we have this like HPY17 shit from AliExpress. Apparently this one's really good. Cryonaut Extreme. We also have a PTM sheet. Even though I don't like these, I know that like, if you go to my hotspot video on the last one, every single damn comment is like, oh, I used a PTM sheet. So I got one literally just for this video. And then we're going to be doing, at the very end, we'll be doing liquid metal in a very special way. I'm going to be taking this black RTV and sealing the liquid metal, kind of like how a Founders Edition does it. Because if you guys know my history with liquid metal, every time I use it, it does dry out over like 3 or 4 months. Go watch my hotspot video if you want to see it dried out, right? So we're going to try one last time with sealing it up and see if that actually improves it. So make sure you stay till the end of the video to see how I do that. So the way we're actually going to test this today is we're going to take the air cooler and we're going to crank it at 100% fan speed the whole time so that the air cooler is as cold as possible. And what we're looking for is actually the thermal transfer from the die to the cooler, right? Basically, you're making the thermal paste the lowest hanging fruit of the actual heat transfer itself, which will show up in that hotspot temperature sensor. So let's stop wasting time then. Let's just get into testing these things right away. Let's start with Cryonaut Extreme, go from left to right. By the way, guys, don't do this at home. You're better off doing this kind of testing on a CPU. You can't really damage it. Taking apart a graphics card back and forth 7 times, it's not the best thing to do for longevity. You can damage it. I take risks on this channel so that you don't have to. Like these screws, for example, they're going to be stripped to all hell by the end of this. Now, Cryonaut Extreme, I'm thinking, is going to be the easiest to apply because it is the thinnest and most liquidy, but I believe this one would have the most issues with pump out over time, right? So this is not one that you would use on a daily rig. I mean, you could, but you would just have to reapply it every year or so, right? All right, Cryonaut Extreme, let's go. Fan speed 100. 52 average, and hotspot is about 7 to 8 degree delta between the two. So now I'm going to leave this on until the temperature normalizes and flatlines. Then we'll take another reading. Okay, so the temperature did stabilize here. We're at about 63.5-ish on the average, 72 on the hotspot. So we got about a 8 degree delta on the hotspot with the Cryonaut Extreme. Honestly, that is a very impressive result for regular thermal paste. That's gonna be the number to beat right out of the gate. So next up, we'll do Alpha Cool Apex. This one is actually way harder to apply. Not very sticky and quite thick. Okay, here we go. Alpha Cool Apex. The graphics card is cold. We have about 9 degree hotspot. We'll wait for it to normalize and then we'll check the temps. So the delta actually almost widened to 10 degrees Celsius here, 64 to 74. So Alpha Cool Apex is not the play. All right, let's do MX-7 up next. Ooh, that's thick. That's thick. All right, Arctic MX7, let's go. Run the test. Seems comparable to the Cryonaut Extreme. So if this is comparable to Cryonaut Extreme, but it's much thicker, that means it shouldn't pump out as well. So this one might actually be the GOAT. So it looks like this one is actually the best by 1 degree Celsius right now. 64, they've all kind of capped out around 64, and this one's got a hotspot of 72, and the Cryonaut Extreme was 73, I think. So this is, yeah, I guess MX7 is the best so far. Next up, we got this HYP17 stuff. Now, apparently this stuff is so thick. It's not any thicker than the other ones. The instructions actually say you're supposed to heat it up with like a heat gun first. I ain't doing that. If it don't work out of the box, I ain't using it. All right, we got the HPY17 stuff now. Let's see what this thing can do. Oh yeah, this one actually is the best. It normalized at about half a degree less. It's not going above 63 here. And the hot spot is 71, 71 and a half. Go, no shit. So this AliExpress HPY17 stuff is actually the best paced. It beats Cryonaut Extreme by like 2 Celsius. I will leave affiliate links down below to this thermal paste. Please use those. But I would also say that MX7 is so close that if you don't want to wait for this stuff to come from China, then just go on Amazon and get MX7, and you're only losing out on 1 degree Celsius anyway. Affiliate links. All right, so next up we got PTM sheets. Now, man, the cope around PTM sheets needs to be studied, honestly. Like, I've already tested PTM sheets like 5 times, and the results for me have been less than impressive every single time. Like, it's never been better than paste, not even close. And then, like, you see some shit online where it's like, I installed a PTM sheet and my hotspot reduced by 20 Celsius. And you see like crazy shit like that. And then you wonder why people get frustrated they can't find any good information online. And that's why anyone with a lick'em of sense joins my Discord, framechasers.org. All the accurate information is in there. Did you know that all products on this channel are bought and paid for by the Discord supporters? I know you guys are gonna skip over this part and just give me the answers, Doofus, or you just assume somebody else will pay for the data. Guys, even if you cannot afford to support the channel, scroll down below and just type in the comment section, thank you to the supporters for providing this content. It's not a joke, dude. Who do you think pays for all this stuff? I had a comment in the comment section in one of my other videos there. The guy was like, you should try the new MetaQuest VR goggles and do a review on it. It's like, who's gonna pay for that, brother? There we go. PTM sheet applied. That cost me 20 bucks just to rip it off 5 minutes later. All right, PTM sheet, here we go. This is the 6th time we have tested PTM sheets. And we are becoming, oh my God, it's terrible.
This will be the 6th time we have
tested PTM.
And we have become exceedingly efficient at it.
The break-in or burn-in period for a Honeywell PTM 7950 phase sheet running 3 to 6 thermal cycles where the component reaches above 45 to 60 Celsius, so the pad softens. Okay, let's turn it off and on 6 times. So this is run number 3 of heat cycling it. It's pretty cool how it goes down like 4 or 5 degrees Celsius every time I heat cycle it. Okay, attempt number 6. Yeah, see, there's already a 10-degree delta on the hotspot. This is the same thing that I had before when I tested PTM sheets. But you just know there's going to be a million comments that are going to be like, but the longevity though, but the longevity and the spill out, and you use PTM if you want to, man. Please use affiliate links down below for all of your cope and FOMO purchases. I was going to go for something with longevity in mind. I would use cryo sheet. I'm a big fan of cryo sheets. Okay, last try, guys. Then we gotta call it for the PTM, okay? Last try. This is like the 8th heat cycle now, okay? Nah, no dice, guys. I've only been going for 45 seconds, and we're hitting 67 average, 77 hotspot. I don't want to spend any more money on PTM sheets, dude. This is not it. The Frame Chasers Discord is also the only tech hardware gaming community on the planet that is full of normal dudes. Yeah, see, I've taken this thing apart so many times now that these screws are like legit almost like stripped all the way. I got a spare though, thankfully, but this is why you don't do this at home. From now on this channel, PTM sheets shall be called cope sheets. It's like hard to get off too. You actually have to like scrape it like this, and it almost like flakes off. Okay, so liquid metal, the final countdown, right? Now I'm never using PTM ever again. That's dead to me. Now liquid metal might also be dead to me, right? So how are we gonna do this differently this time? Well, this time I'm gonna try this black RTV silicone type thing, and I'm gonna put a like oxygen barrier around the die to try and seal it, hopefully preventing the liquid metal from drying out over time. So when I do this is how I'm gonna run the card in my PC when we do the full build, and then we'll have to check back in a future episode to see if it dried out. Now there's kind of two places that I can apply the silicone. I can kind of do it inside where the capacitors are. The capacitors on this card are already sealed, so it would probably be okay. Or on the outside of the, like the die kind of bracket holder if you want. Now I think the capacitors would be optimal, but also I don't know how like gluey this RTV is, so I don't want it to like pull up on the capacitors when I pull the card apart. So I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna kind of go around the outer edge here. Now what we'll do first is I'll do a small bead to start like this, and then we'll close the card. So all the holes line up. This is where it should be, right? Nice and tight. Okay, let's make sure that worked. Nice. Yeah. All right, now we can liquid metal. There we go. Let's seal it up. This is its final form. Don't forget, guys, don't try this stuff at home. You can kill your card, okay? I've killed a 5090 on this channel before, too. Every time you fuck around, you might find out. In case I end up finding out with this liquid metal and blowing up my card, thankfully, I have the capital to buy another 5090 if required. All thanks to the PC Optimization Masterclass, 5-star reviews, no negative reviews. That course is the single greatest thing that you can buy for your education on how to tune PCs. Bar none. Okay, so what I'm going to do first here, notice how I put the power limit all the way down, just in case this is not going to go as well as I thought, or as I think. So we got, oh yeah. The hotspot I was thinking of being better. All right, let's crank this up. Let's crank it up. Let's crank it. Yeah, it's taking a long time for this temperature to normalize, man. Seems like it's around 59.5 now. It's settled. Yeah, liquid metal is the best, but it's not. It's not like, what are we, 59? Let's say 60 degrees Celsius. So it's only 4 degrees Celsius than the best paste, and then the hotspot is like 1 degree, 2 degrees better. Oh, look at that. What happened there? Did you see that? It's like the liquid metal just shifted around or something. It just dropped 3 Celsius. That literally just happened while I was recording. I think I definitely missed a spot or something when I first put it back together, because I was thinking the hotspot was too high. This is more in line with what I think, like, or what I thought was going to happen. 60 Celsius and then like 67 or 68 on the hotspot, right? So then let's say 4 degrees better than the best paste on the average, and then 2 degrees better, 2.5 better than, what was the best paste? That HP Y17 stuff. Keep in mind, I'm running this liquid metal variant much longer than the pastes. It's not so much the heat soak from the actual card itself. It's like the heat in the... There's 600 watts being pumped into the heat of this room. So it's gonna... The longer you run the test, it's gonna inch up slowly over time, right? That's actually why it's best to keep the times consistent between all the pastes. But I'm super happy with this. I'm gonna leave it like this. 60 Celsius on an air cooler pulling 600 watts. Let's go, baby. And we can just do like a quick test in 3 or 4 months, and we check the hot spots, compare it then versus now, and we'll know right away if that seal did anything. So when ranking these, you kind of have to go about it with ease of use, price, and performance, right? And with those categories in mind, PTM gets an F. Like, come on, man. Most expensive, worst performing, and second most difficult to actually apply. In fact, I would put this as a hard F, cope F, if you will. The cope sheet reigns supreme, man. And then obviously the Apex would be like C tier. MX-7, actually, I would put this as like B+. I would put it actually almost A, you know? It's like B+, A-. Actually, let's call it A. It's an A. A for sure. And then Cryonaut Extreme would be B, just because this one I know does lose its performance very quickly, and MX-7 will last a bit longer. Let me just fix that to a big A. Now, liquid metal, I would put A+, just because it is the best performing. It's pretty cheap, but man, is it difficult to get running. I'd put advanced, user only. And then I would put whatever the hell this is, this HYP17 is S tier. It's cheap, easy to apply, lasts a long time. I've already used it in previous like builds that you guys don't know about. And it's like a little worse than it's not worse enough than liquid metal to ever actually consider liquid metal. Like, what's actually 4 degrees Celsius? Nothing. Now, does this chart apply to all graphics cards and all CPUs and everything? Yes and no. PTM I have tested on CPUs and multiple graphics cards, and it's been dog shit in every scenario. Where it actually gets a little gray is between the liquid metal and the HYP17, just because liquid metal will perform much better the more thermally dense the product is. For example, if you delid a Ryzen CPU and then you try to put this like HYP17 on one of those core dies, it's not gonna work. Like, the liquid metal will be like 20 degrees better, right? The only reason the HYP17 is S tier, that's for 5090s specifically, right? If you were to put HYP17 versus liquid metal on a 5080, 5080s are much more dense, like thermally. The liquid metal will perform better. That doesn't mean you should do it though. In 99% of scenarios, just get this stuff at the top, use it for everything, and don't delid your CPUs. I will leave affiliate links for it. MX7 is a very close second. Don't use liquid metal, okay? Just wait 3 months and see if this like silicone thing, this barrier that I did, let's see if this works first. I'm actually gonna do the exact same thing with my direct die CPU in the build. Probably do that in episode 2 or 3 of this series. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. And then we're going to compare it before and after as well. At the end of the day, though, it's really not that serious. Just buy whichever high-end paste you find on sale. And they're all going to be within 1 to 2, maybe 3 degrees of each other at the extreme ends anyway. And 3 degrees Celsius, no matter the product, is not going to hurt your performance whatsoever. So in fact, yeah, I'll leave affiliate links to all of them and just buy the cheapest one. So that is your Thermal Paste 2026 roundup, guys, and I hope you learned something. Go to the website, go to the shop, pick up the PC optimization class, support the channel any way you can, scroll down, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment thanking the supporters for buying all this stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later.
huge.